Good evening and welcome to Sports Tonight on your award-winning channels television on this lovely Tuesday evening. My name is Yemi Adebayo, filling in for your regular anchor Toyin Bitoye, who is unavoidably absent. Well, we have a lot lined up for you this evening, and of course, it's a crucial period of the season where club football takes the back seat and players switch allegiance to their national teams. We'll be looking at all of that on the show tonight. Of course, we'll be talking about our own, the Super Eagles. We'll be talking about them on the show tonight. We'll also be looking at a whole lot of things from Formula One to tennis and a whole lot more. And especially, won't forget football from the domestic scene. We'll be looking at all of that on the show tonight. But let me quickly introduce my partner that starts off the show with me tonight. It gives me so much pleasure to introduce Dunodi Okunta. Dunodi, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of Sports Tonight.
Yeah, good evening.
Well, there's a lot to talk about, but you know, charity, they say, begins at home. So let's start with the Super Eagles. Now, everything is set. All the players are in camp, but towards this evening, there was something that came in, not too pleasant story, and that's it on your screen, Nodi. Take us through this quickly.
Well, after training this evening, Sibikeshi announced that this man you are seeing on your screen, Babatunde Michael, who plays his football for Ukrainian club Volynsk, sustained injury while playing for his club in Ukraine. So it's likely going to be out of this game.
Said he needs
4 to 5 days to recover. So between now and Saturday or Friday or Saturday, then
virtually impossible.
It's impossible for Michael to be part of this.
How big a miss is this? Because we have to start with this, because that's the latest coming out from the camp. A lot of fans wanted to see this young man. Some were skeptical when he was included, but he got to the World Cup. I think he won over most of his critics. And
yes,
lots we want to see.
He did so, yeah. But that was the last time we saw him in the World Cup.
The game against Argentina.
But now we're in a precarious situation, so we're going to see more of. I don't know whether we can stomach the fact that we needed player that will fill in for him or not. But yeah, we want to see what he could offer, because you know, a lot of people say his World Cup performance is just a flash in the pan. Yes, it's just a World Cup, and we've seen players play friendly game, and after as their performance progress, as their appearance for the Super Eagles progresses, they dwindle. Their performance dwindles. But I think it's not just Babatunde Michael, because the World Cup actually gave us an insight to what we expect when we see players we never rated, like we all said about Emenike prior to 2013. After the 2012 Nations Cup qualifier, where we didn't qualify, we felt Emenike looks like one player who's not fit for a super. It's not fit for a good material. Yeah. But suddenly it became a big hit.
Changed the impression that we had
in South Africa. So, but what is 24 players? But we ruled out, so we're left with 23. But we still have 23 players. So Keshi asked the responsibility to get somebody to replace him to pick him. So he has a pool of players that he can pick for. We are only entitled to use maybe just 18, just maybe 14 plays a game, because the first 11 and 3.
That's even if you make your 3 well. No, you know the players in camp, apart from Babatunde Michael,
who's
been ruled out. So you have everybody, as long as you cast your mind back to those who were invited. Everybody on that list is in camp, and you look forward. We also have it on good authority that the team would leave the country chartered flight, and the travel arrangement, everything. Since we're not going to have any problems there. But looking at the players we have, what should be our expectation? It's a must-win game, really, but what should be our expectation?
Well, you already said our expectations are a must-win game. Anything short of that is shooting ourselves to the foot, putting ourselves in a situation where the calculators,
it's not in our hands anymore.
The Habakkuk system is going to be used for some of those calculations that we've been used to in the past. But we need to beat Sudan. We need to beat Sudan.
No two ways to it.
No two ways to it. So that we can close up on second place team, probably get our pre-expectation before after the draws were made, that Nigeria is going to pick one of the tickets, the first ticket, then every other country. But now is that Nigeria is now chasing two other countries.
Dawning on us, it might be the second ticket.
Yes.
Or maybe that solitary. But I don't think it will get. I mean, let's be real.
How crucial this game looks is because Sudan have lost 2 games. They are deep down and they want to get bounced back. They may not have a mathematical chance of qualifying, but they just want to salvage their situation, at least redeem their image. They lost to South Africa 3-0, which was embarrassing for a Sudanese team.
Let me give you another scenario. A lot of people are also saying it could play into our hands, trying to play the devil's advocate here, that it could play in our hands because South Africa and Congo might just cancel themselves out, and we might come out of this double header on top of the group. It's a scenario.
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible. But we
just have to win to make that
possible. No, win your game, so that the other calculations won't matter to you. Once you win, whatever happens to the other game, you still have another game in Nigeria. But by the time we keep focusing our attention on that game and not playing our game,
it's even too early
because those other guys too will be focusing on that game, not minding, because they are ahead of Nigeria. They just want to, if they play a draw, it puts us in even a worse situation, even if we win. But the fact that we must win to give us that expectation, so that we don't go to what happened to Egypt. Because the last time we played the Nations Cup, we didn't qualify for the previous one.
Still fresh in our memories.
Still fresh in our memories. So I think we shouldn't allow this to happen.
All right. I don't know. We just hope that the Super Eagles and everyone involved with the Super Eagles, everything will go right. Hopefully, we will win that game, and we won't be talking about us missing out. Well, Nodi, this one, talk about African football and the teams that are bidding to host the next edition of the Nations Cup after Morocco 2015. 7 countries in this one.
Normally it was initially Libya was supposed to have host the official host, but the crisis in Libya, football cannot be played in Libya. Even league football can't be played in Libya. So CAF has to do a fresh bidding process for this one. We have 7 countries: Kenya, Sudan, Ghana, Algeria, Egypt, Gabon, and Zimbabwe bidding to host. And of all the countries, only one country has not hosted the Nations Cup before. That's Zimbabwe. That's Zimbabwe. I don't know how that will pan out for Zimbabwe. Somebody came up with just one form of politics here. The next Nations Cup is going to be held in Morocco. The one in 2017 is what they are bidding for. The 2019 edition is going to be held in Cameroon. Cameroon, somebody said it's West Africa. Somebody said it's East and Central Africa. But I don't know what. But there is a francophone country. Then the other 2 editions in 2021 and 2023 is going to be in Ivory Coast and Guinea. This is West Africa. But somebody say, why not
on that permutation?
On that permutation, because all the other countries bidding now have hosted, of course, except Gabon and Algeria that hosted once.
And to support what you're saying, Nodi, if the hosting capacity of Zimbabwe is what is in doubt, some people will point to All African Games in 1995 and say that, look, if they can host an event like that,
for Zimbabwe,
surely
to get that cutting edge, if they can get a joint bid, because if you can only present only just 2 quality stadia for a tournament of this nature, a 16-team tournament, I don't think it's good for you. It's not a strong bid. They need 2 other countries, maybe to beat the closest country.
Any of their neighbors in the South
African they can get a stronger bid. After all, Gabon and Equatorial Guinea did that in 2012, and they got it. Nigeria and Ghana did, even though Nigeria has a lot of stadium, but because they needed, of course, we know what joint bid represents. So I think they need a strong bid. But if that politics plays out, CAF will just say, look at, Zimbabwe have not hosted before. After all, Cameroon last hosted the Nations Cup in 1972, but they're going to be hosting in 2019. So it could play hard, but the other countries are ready. Egypt ready, Ghana ready, Algeria ready. Gabon is still very fresh. Maybe they decided to go alone. Maybe they felt the joint bid with Equatorial Guinea has given them more opportunity room for improvement and development.
So when is the decision expected?
Well, of course, the deadline for submission of bid have closed, but we are expecting the decision towards before the end of the year, because eventually we're going to get to host the country that will replace Libya. But Kenya is planning to invest $200 million for expansion, renovation, in fact, for all their facilities.
We'll see how all of that